Good morning, everyone. Good morning and happy new year to everyone. Happy new year to everyone. Salute to everyone in the chat. Salute, salute, salute. It is 2026. It is 2026. A round of applause. A lot of people didn't make it this far. A lot of people were not able to wake up to see 2026, New Year's Day 2026. We should all feel blessed to be able to wake up this morning and see 2026. Let me start by saluting the chat. Happy New Year to everyone in the chat. Salute to you, salute, salute, salute. Let me come off the this right here. So I like to get a little up close and personal with my audience. Salute to everyone. Salute, salute, salute to you, D. Santana. Happy New Year to you, brother. Happy New Year's to you, Slam Newton. Happy New Year to you, Silkum Doll. Salute to you. Happy New Year to you, brother. Happy New Year, Slam Newton 225. Girl, what's going on, baby girl? Salute to you. Salute, salute, salute everybody that's in the chat. Salute. Salute Genesis Dupree. Good morning to everyone. Make sure you all hit that like button. A special 11 a.m. Start time on this Thursday, on this beautiful, gorgeous New Year's here in the state of Georgia. I don't know what the weather is like wherever you are. I know in the California area, they're getting hit with some very, very bad weather. But here in Georgia, it is beautiful. It is gorgeous outside. Salute to you, Monique Hill. Salute to you, Reggie Rigg. Salute to you, all of you. I hope all of you had a blessed and safe New Year's Eve and a happy New Year's to everyone. Let's make 2026 let's make this be the year. Let's make this be the year. Okay, and speaking of the year, what about that game last night? What about that game last night? That um let's start off let's start off by let's start off by talking about that game here. Um Miami and it really, first of all, let me salute D Truth, because he's the only one that really had the kahundas to pick the upset. Salute to D Truth, wherever you are, brother. You ghost watching, yeah, ghost watching, brother. Man, hell of a pick there. He picked the upset yesterday. Now let's go ahead and let's break down exactly what happened last night. Ohio State was exposed. Simple as that. They were exposed, and they, they their weaknesses. And I said yesterday morning, Ohio State doesn't have any weakness, but their weakness is that old line, that offensive line, and that's something that Ryan Day needs to clean up. They're spending so much money on skill set players, on wide receivers and quarterbacks and tight ends. They didn't spend any money in the trenches, and it showed. That offensive line got exposed, and that D line got exposed. Another thing about Ohio State, and I noticed this during the warm ups, the Goodyear kickoff show. I looked at Miami's squad, and I looked at Ohio State squad. Ohio State, the team as a whole, they're kind of small in stature. And like I've always said, size matters in two areas: the bedroom and the football field. Okay, size matters. Okay, because the thing about it is, if you have the size advantage over another team, you can wear them down in the latter part of the game. In a 60-minute game, in a 60-minute game in the trenches, you can wear down the other team. Miami was just bigger in stature in the trenches. Ohio State, Reese, and those guys, the only big guy that they have on the defensive line is McDonald. Everyone else is, those guys look like that they could play in the FCS, on the FCS defensive line. They're kind of small. Now I can understand that strategy to recruit. Instead of recruiting big 350-pound D lineman, you go and get 300-pound, 290, 280-pound D lineman because they're quicker and faster. But what if you go up against a offensive line that has players that are also big, but they're agile? I played with a couple of guys that were big in stature, but they were very agile. They could move. you know that we have players like that on Georgia that are big but they can move. Elijah Griffin. I can throw one out that Jordan Davis. He was a big guy. Jordan Davis was pushing 400 when he came into Georgia. But what Kirby loved about him, salute to you, D. True. Happy New Year to you. What Kirby loved about Jordan Davis was agile. He could move. Another example of that, William the Refrigerator Perry, big guy, big in stature, big. Hell, that's why they call him the refrigerator. But what Mike Ditka loved about him was he could move. He had quick feet. He was very agile. And that's what Miami has on that D line. They have big guys that are agile and can move. And that was a problem, and it became a problem for Ohio State last night. So Miami had the size advantage, number one. Miami had the speed advantage, number two. Miami was a faster team than Ohio State. Now, Ryan Day was calling the plays. Ryan Day, in my opinion, he wet the bed. He called the wrong plays. You got elite talent and Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. Why the hell are you calling tunnel screen plays? Why the hell are you calling bubble screen plays? You see, that can work for Ole Miss. That can work for Bama. That can work for Georgia. That can work for Oregon. That can work for Indiana. You know why? All of those teams I just named, their receivers are good in blocking and pass blocking down the field. If you pay attention to Ohio State and you look at the tape, you pull the tape, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, they have the Randy Moss syndrome. They don't like to go across the middle, and they don't like to block down the field. They don't. They're terrible blockers down the field. Jeremiah Smith missed some blocks last night. When Ryan Day would call a tunnel screen or a bubble screen, Jeremiah Smith missed blocks and Carnell Tate missed blocks. And that allowed Keontae Scott to have a good game. That allowed those Miami safeties to come up and make plays on those bubble screen and those tunnel screen plays that Ryan Day was calling last night. Big mistake. He should have went for the juggler. He should have Chip Kelly. And I told everyone this in the beginning. I don't feel good about Chip Kelly not coming back. Chip Kelly is an aggressive play caller. He loves to go down the field. He calls plays down the field. Miami's weakness is the back end of their defense, not their safeties, not their linebackers. That's their strongest part of their defense. The weakest, you want to attack the weakness, and the weakness is the back end. Why the hell are you calling tunnel screen plays? Why? It made no sense. But that's one of the big reasons why they lost. That is one of the big reasons why they were not able to move the ball. Another thing, Ohio State is not a good running team. They're not. Bo Jackson, he was overrated. He's not elite. He's a good running back. He's a good running back. If he played on, let's say, if he played on Georgia, he would probably be a fourth or fifth stringer. He's average. He's average. They don't have a Keywan Lacey. They don't have a Nate Frazier in their backfield. They don't have anything. They don't have a Jeremiah Love. They don't have an elite run game. Ohio State doesn't have. The only thing that Ohio State had this year, in my opinion, was an elite pass rush, and they have to me, in my opinion, they're neck and neck with Bama as far as wide receiver core. They're like neck and neck with Bama, Indiana. Those three, Ohio State, Indiana, Bama, have the three best wide receiver core. Ole Miss has the deepest wide receiver core. And to my Georgia Bulldog fans, I see Georgia podcasters. See, this is the thing that pisses me off about a lot of you Georgia podcasters. You go looking too far ahead. You go looking too far ahead. You got Miami in your title. Miami shouldn't be in any of our titles. The toughest team that we faced this year, the team that a lot of people feel that really won the game, a lot of people feel that we should have lost to is Ole Miss. In my opinion, this game tonight in New Orleans is going to be the toughest game. This will be our toughest opponent in the playoffs. Now, some of you are, oh man, you're crazy. They don't have their coach. They don't have Lankett. They have their entire staff there. Ole Miss does things for Georgia. Ole Miss is a matchup issue because Ole Miss does things to our defense that throws us off. The up tempo, they have a deep wide receiver room. They have a damn good tight end. They do things that disrupts our defense. I think if we can get out of New Orleans tonight, we have a damn good shot at winning this thing. Coming into the playoffs, there were two teams that I was sort of losing sleep over. Ole Miss was one, and Ohio State is the other. Everyone else in the field, I feel we can beat. Miami, my hat's off to you. And oh yeah, to all the Miami content creators, I owe you a huge apology. D from Zone In Sports, shout out to you, brother. I owe you a huge apology. Congratulations on that win, Miami Hurricane fans. But I think Georgia would be a huge matchup problem for you. Reason is Georgia is deep. Georgia is deep enough to wear down Mesidor and Reuben Bain Jr. They're only those are your two best pass rushers. If they get gassed, if they get tired, if they have to come out of that game at any point in time, what do you think Mike Bobo and Kirby is going to do? Yeah, that part right there. That is both teams have weaknesses, but it almost came back to bite Miami when Ohio State came back, and when they scored, it was 17-14, and Ohio State got the ball back. Ryan Day pissed down his leg. He called the wrong plays. He called the wrong plays. He was calling bubble screen, tunnel screen plays where he should have been going down the field. I think if he would have took shots down the field, Ohio State would have won that Cotton Bowl. But that's neither here or there. Miami, congratulations. They move on to the semifinals. They'll be playing in Scottsdale, Arizona, the winner of Ole Miss and my Georgia Bulldogs. All right, so let's get into the Q&As. I'm solo dolo today. I'm solo dolo today, everyone. So yeah, I'm solo dolo today. I'm gonna be doing this alone today. So hold on. I'm gonna do these Q&As. I'm gonna try to knock this out real quick. Because I know we got Texas Tech and Oregon getting ready to kick off here in about a little under about 35 minutes. What did we learn about Miami last night? Miami is a hell of a lot better than what their record states. Let me say it again. Miami is a hell of a lot better than what their record states. That's what we learned. This team has an elite defense. They have an elite O-line, in my opinion. And I think that this defense could give any offense that's left in the field, they could give any offense a problem. Miami is a legitimate national championship team. And it's time that we start looking at them. I agree, Slam Newton. I agree. They could score. But see, the thing is, Slam Newton, 20 points won't be enough. That's the thing. Miami, there's certain teams that are left that they're going to have to score more points on them than they did against Texas A&M and Ohio State. It was proven by Texas that you could probably beat Ohio State scoring 20 points. It was proven by Indiana that you could beat Ohio State scoring less than 20 points. But when it comes to other teams in the field like Georgia, Bama, Oregon, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, you're going to have to score some points because those teams have elite offensive lines. Ohio State's offensive line is not elite. That was their weakness. We couldn't tell because they had been playing inferior opponents. The two toughest opponents that they played, Texas and Indiana, they were not able to move the ball on them. And y'all make sure y'all hit that little like button. Once again, I want to thank all of you for joining me here. I apologize for my tardiness. I'm doing this solo dolo. A long night last night. We was up very late last night, and I didn't even get a chance to shave my head or my face. I'm roughing it. I'm roughing it here this morning, you all. So bear with me here. Bear with me. Did the media overhype Ohio State this college football season? Yes or no? Salute to you, G Bama. Salute to you. Did the media overhype Ohio State this college football season? Yes or no? I'm going to say yes. And it's not a knock. It's not an insult. I'm saying yes because what they were doing is they were putting this Ohio State team on a pedestal and basically selling us the fact that they were the same as they were last year, and they're not. That's one thing I've been saying this year. This Ohio State team in 2025 nowhere near the level of that 2024 team. That 2024 team is elite. I could put that 2024 Ohio State on the level of the 2020 Bama team, the 2019 LSU team, the 2022 Georgia team, and the 2018 Clemson team. I think it's a hell of a lot better than the 2023 Michigan team. But that Ohio State team last year was special. Remember the hell, they had a $25 million payroll. Jurgens and Henderson and Simon, Abuka. This team is nothing like what they were last year. Nothing. And I've said that this entire season. So, yes, I feel like the media overhyped them. Now, are they elite? Elite? Were they a national championship winning team? Yes. And I stand on that. I think Ryan Day taking over the play calling threw the offense off. It threw the offense off. Anytime you have coaching changes in the middle of a playoff run, it can affect the chemistry on offense. And another thing, G Bama, those running backs, I'm sorry, those receivers for Ohio State, and I don't know if you was in here earlier when I mentioned this, those receivers for Ohio State, they do not block well. They don't block downfield well for the running backs and for the tight ends. They're not good blocking receivers. Like what Bama receivers are damn good blocking receivers. Georgia receivers are damn good blocking receivers. Ole Miss receivers are damn good blocking receivers. Ohio State, if you go back and watch the playback, ladies and gentlemen, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, they have the Randy Moss syndrome. They do not like to block downfield. And that was the knock on Randy Moss. And Terrell Owens, but towards the end of T.O.'s career, he got better at downfield blocking. He did a hell of a job in that Super Bowl when he came off of that injury as well. But in his San Francisco years, he did not like to block down. He was terrible blocking downfield. So let's go on to the next question. Keys to victory for Oregon today. If you, this is the thing that this is my concern for Oregon. Oregon is going to come out early in the game, and if the run game is not working, I can see a scenario where Dan Lanning will get a little antsy and he'll tell the coordinator, hey, start slinging the ball. Don't do that. Keep the ball on the ground. I think that is the only weakness that I see on this Texas Tech defense, is that they don't really play the run well. They have pass rushers. Just because you have good pass rushers, a lot of those pass rushers are not good against the run. I'm gonna give you an example. And 225 girl, if you're in the chat, type. Tell me if if I'm hitting this on the nail or not. Mikal Williams and Jalen Walker, they both were first-round picks in the NFL draft. Two elite pass rushers that played for us last year. But the problem was they were not good against the run. They were not good against the run. They were not good against the run. Just because a player is a good pass rusher does not mean that they're good against the run. I'm gonna give you an example of a Hall of Fame linebacker. Well, I think he was a defensive end. He was one of the best pass rushers in NFL history, in my opinion. One of the best. Now, nobody compares to Lawrence Taylor, but Richard Dent. Richard Dent was a hell of a pass rusher. But when it came to playing the run, he was not good against the run. Now, however, Mike Singletary played the run. He was a master at playing the run. Wasn't as good of a pass rusher as Richard Dent and Otis Wilson and Wilbur Marshall, but he played the run better. He played the run better. So Oregon needs to keep it on the ground. Keep it on the ground. Do not deviate from that. Keep it on the ground. Remember what I always say. Wars are fought in the air, but eventually they're won on the ground and in the trenches. Let's go on to the next question here. Keys to victory for Texas Tech. You want to keep this game close. Make this game nasty. Keep it close. You do not want to fall too far behind. Oregon, the thing about Oregon, they don't have an elite defense, but they have a good enough defense to slow you down to where if they jump out on you and get a huge lead on you, it's hard to come back. Kind of remind me of Ole Miss. They're the West Coast version of Ole Miss with a better running game. Texas Tech, they're going to have to, I don't know if they are going to have to load the box up. I would start off in the first quarter, putting an extra man in the box, because we know what Oregon wants to do. They want to come out and run. And also, you got to bring an extra safety in, put a safety on top of those tight ends. Keep the game close. Don't let Oregon jump out to a 2 or 3 touchdown lead. Mark Keisman Taylor says, I'm very disappointed. Hold on. Let me read your comment here, brother. Happy New Year to you, brother. I'm very disappointed in my Buckeyes. Defensive line was getting manhandled. I wanted to play Georgia so bad in the next round. Good game. And that's another thing. I think Ohio State was overlooking Miami. Now, I'm not making an excuse for Ohio State. I'm not saying that, they were looking ahead to the next round and they got caught looking ahead. But I think that had something to do with it. But I think more so, Marquise, I think it was a size advantage for Miami. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a size advantage for Miami. Ohio State needs to recruit bigger players. This is 2025, okay? You got to go out and get some bigger players. They are small in the trenches. Ohio State is small in the trenches. That's why they had problems with Texas. That's why they had problems with Indiana. They are small in the trenches. They got to get bigger in the trenches. You can't recruit small, fast players because you got these other schools that are recruiting big, agile players that will lean on the smaller players and eventually wear them down. I don't know. I don't know. It would have been a good game. I was really looking forward to that, G Bama. I was really looking forward to that. But like I said, Ole Miss is gonna be tough tonight. This game is not gonna be keys to victory for Alabama. It's gonna be, and for those of you that don't know, it's 90% chance of rain in Pasadena, California. It rained all day yesterday. I got family out there. It rained all day yesterday, and it's still pouring down out there. I think this evens the playing field. This evens the playing field. So just like it will be a Bama's passing game will be slowed down because of that rain. Indiana's passing game will also be slowed down because of that rain. So it's going to come down to who can run the ball better. Whichever team has the higher rushing yards will win this game because of the weather. Now, if this game was played in a dome, or if it was played, like let's say in Florida somewhere, then I could kind of give the edge to Bama because of the talent level that Bama has and the advantage that Bama has in talent. But the running game, they're going to have to be able to run the ball in that weather. The field is soggy. The field is going to be muddy. You've seen Rose Bowl games. I think like 6 years ago, Ohio State and Utah played a Rose Bowl game. It was raining. The field gets soggy. That's grass out there. And then if it's soggy and it's raining, then you know how California is. California has that, I ain't gonna say fog, but that smog. When it's raining, it's like a smog mist. It ain't fog, it's a smog mist that appears in the air. Those of you that's been to the Southern California area and has been there while it was raining, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. So that could present a problem. Whichever team has a better ground game today is going to win that game. Alabama, they're gonna have to run the ball. Now they running game crunk up a little bit against Oklahoma. Daniel Hill had a pretty good night. So that's the key to victory. They're going to have to run the ball. Yeah, yes, 225 girl. The running game is still a question. This is what I was talking about when it comes down to the playoffs, because all of the playoff venues don't have domes. Like last night, Miami and Ohio State, they played under a roof. Pasadena has no roof. The Rose Bowl ain't got no roof. So that's the thing. They are going to have to find a running game today. Salute to you, Dubs. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody. Make sure you hit that like button. Hope everyone is having a blessed and productive New Year's. Keys to victory for Indiana, same thing. They're going to have to run the ball. And they're going to have to put pressure. If I'm Indiana, I'm loading the box, regardless. If Bama runs or they're passing, I'm loading the box. I'm not giving Ty Simpson any chance to breathe. I'm not giving Ty Simpson any chance to set his feet and throw the ball. This kid has one of the quickest releases that I've seen on. He has Tom Brady like a quick release. He has a quick release like Dan Marino. I'm telling you, man, this kid is going to be damn good in the NFL. Whoever drafts him, they're going to get him a damn good court. Put a good line around Ty Simpson. Whatever team in the NFL drafts Ty Simpson, if they put a line around him, they got them a damn good franchise quarterback. He'll do damn good in the NFL. I'm hearing that he may return to Bama. I don't see why. I think he will be a steal, maybe like a late first rounder in the draft. Keys to victory for Ole Miss tonight. Um, they're gonna have to run the ball. They're gonna Keywan Lacey is gonna have to have a good night for Ole Miss to win this game. Keywan Lacey is gonna have to have a good night. Trinidad Chambliss, he's gonna have to play another perfect game. He's gonna for 60 minutes, not for 3 quarters. He's gonna have to put all the false media narrative in Miami hate aside. We rock with you. You know what to do. Show you. Oh boy. Hey, hey, man, Mario. I will say this though. I will say this, Black Raider. Mario Cristobal. He outcoached the hell out of Matt Patricia. I was surprised. I was surprised, man. Matt Patricia got outcoached by Sean Dawson and Mario Cristobal, and I don't understand why Sean Dawson was not offered a head coaching position. And all of these coaching vacancies we had this year, none of you thought to pick up the phone and call Sean Dawson? I tell you, man. But Ole Miss is they're gonna have to have over 100 yards rushing. They're gonna have to have over 100 yards rushing on the ground. They cannot. You're not gonna beat Georgia one dimensional. You're not gonna beat them one dimensional, and they can't make any mistakes. They can't make any mistakes. They cannot make any no turnovers, and they're gonna have to run the ball. Keywan Lacey is gonna have to be the man tonight. I don't know, Dubs, man. I think Ty Simpson's gonna make a hell of an NFL quarterback, bro. You just put a line around him, which is not hard. You can pick up some good linemen in the free agency. Put a good line around him, and I think you got a damn good quarterback. Salute to you, Sheriff. What's going on, baby girl? Happy New Year to you. Salute to you. Keys to victory for Georgia tonight. Um, Make the game ugly, shorten the game, keep Trinidad Chambliss off the field, sustain long drives. Um, Mike Bobo, don't get cute tonight. Be what you are. Conservative, play calling, fundamental football. Dink and dong here, dink and dong there, dink and dong here. Do not try to turn Gunner into Dan Marino. Keep him as a game manager. All right? Just fundamental football. Be conservative play calling. 5 yards in the cloud of dust. Nate Frazier, Josh McCray, Chauncey Bowens. Now I'm hearing that Kobe Young may be available tonight. I don't know if I would play him in this game tonight. I really don't know. You got Ethan Barber coming back. You got Taylor coming back. You got Dylan Bell having the best season of his career. You got uh, London Landon Humphreys having the best season of his career. I think as far as receivers, we're good. Kobe Young, if I played him, I would use him as a decoy. But that running game is key. Wear down that Ole Miss defense. Remember, even though Tulane got the brakes beat off of them, Tulane couldn't finish drives. If Tulane had the athletes and able to finish drives, that game would have been closer than what it was. Tulane put up 421 yards of offense on that Ole Miss defense. So if Georgia's able to do that, if Georgia's able to put up 400 yards of offense, the thing about Georgia's style of play, they suffocate you and they shorten the game. They score points every chance you get. Any chance you get to score tonight, take the damn points. Whether it's a field goal, you got to finish these drives with a score, touchdown, field goal, something. My helmet sticker tonight, it was a tough call. It was a tough call between Fletcher, Keontae Scott, and Carson Beck, but I just had to give it to Carson Beck. And if D Truth was up here on the panel with me here this morning, and if Sniper was up here on the panel with me, I think this would be a unanimous choice for the helmet sticker from last night. I'm I'm going with Carson Beck helmet sticker. My helmet sticker for today. I'm about to go Jeremy Bernard. My helmet sticker prediction is going to be Jeremy Bernard. I think I can see a situation where G Bama, but Messador, that was a collaboration. G Bama. See, people love to give Bain the credit because of that name, because that we know that's Toby Bain's nephew or son or nephew. I don't know Toby Bain. I think that's Toby Bain's nephew, if I'm not mistaken. But those of you that don't know who Toby Bain is, Toby Bain is a Miami legend. He played back in the late 80s and the early 90s on two national championship winning teams for the Hurricanes. Mesador was putting in work last night too, G Bama. They were them two bookends. They both were great. So man, but Carson Beck, that last drive, and those runs that he made, because remember at that time they had figured Fletcher out. That Ohio State defensive front, they had figured Fletcher out. So when Carson Beck made those third down plays with his legs, they wouldn't have won that game. They would not have won that game if he don't make those third down plays. But the helmet sticker for today, my prediction helmet sticker is going to be Jeremy Bernard. In order for Bama to win this game, Jeremy Bernard got to play his ass off. He got to be that Swiss Army knife, not just as a receiver, but they're going to have to run some gadget plays with him out of the backfield. I will run some wildcat plays with Jeremy Bernard. Jeremy Bernard is the best athlete, in my opinion, that Bama has. I would put the ball in his hands and get him involved as much as possible. It's so many. It's so many, man. I was this close to saying Deontay Moore, but I think Deontay Moore is definitely going to need help from those running backs. Now we're going to go with the picks. Everyone, we're going to go with the picks, and I'm going to start off with this game right here. This right here is the toughest one. This game right here is going to be this game right here was the toughest one for me to decide to pick on. Um, a lot of people are picking Texas Tech, and Vegas has Texas Tech favored, and I can understand why they would have them favored, but they have not seen an offense like what they're going to see today. They have not seen. There's no team in the Big 12 that has an offense like what they're going to see today. And BYU's offense is good. Don't get me wrong, but nowhere near the level of Oregon. Although Oregon gives up yards and plays, Texas Tech don't have elite players on offense. They have players on offense that are good enough to score. They have 1,000-yard rusher. But Oregon is a quick strike offense, and they have a damn good O-line. I think their O-line is good enough to slow down the Stash brothers, Roberts and Rodriguez, and I think Oregon puts up some points on the board. I don't think Texas Tech will be able to hang with Oregon in the scoring department. I got Oregon 38-28 winning the Orange Bowl and advancing to Atlanta to play the winner of Bama and Indiana. Before that weather has changed a lot of opinions about this game. A lot of people are really kind of leaning more towards Bama with the 90% chance of rain. The passing game, both teams are going to be affected by the passing game. Indiana has a good running game, but Bama has a damn good defensive line. It's going to come down to the trenches. It's going to come down to who runs the ball better. And if it comes down to the trenches, defensive line, on a muddy field, in the rain, and that's something that will slow down. Salute to you. Good morning to you, flying low. Salute to you. And that's going to slow down that Indiana. It's going to slow down Mendoza. I think Bama's going to pull out the upset. And I know a lot of you were saying, damn, Mondo, you just did a dog call the other day saying that, Bama has no chance of. No. Look, I have reserved the right to change my mind. And I just woke up this morning and something is just telling me that Bama's going to pull off the upset in the rain today. Now, although Jam Miller has not had a good year rushing, I think Bama's running game is starting to wake up. And they're going to need it today. And it's going to come down to the trenches. It's going to come down to the defenses. And Bama's defense is damn good. They have a damn good defense. They have an elite defense. The run game is their weakness. The run defense is their weakness. But Bama's run defense has improved. Bama's run defense has improved. Even though we beat the brakes off of them in Atlanta, but they did not give up explosive runs in Atlanta, and they pretty much shut down Oklahoma's run game. They shut down Oklahoma's run game. So I'm going to go with Bama for the upset in the Rose Bowl on this one. So, and I don't know if D Truth is still in the chat, but I'm D Truth. He picked Texas Tech to beat Oregon, and he's picking Indiana to beat Bama. I'm going the opposite. I'm picking Bama to win this one. I got to play catch up, man. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know, man. That rain changes a lot. I think that rain is going to work against Indiana more than it will Bama because of the defense. And then the nightcap, the last game. Like I'm just gonna say this again. I think this will be a tough one for Georgia. Some people, I think the spread is too high. The 6.5, I think the spread is too high. This is going to be a 4-round. I'm sorry, a 4-quarter game. This game is going to go down to the wire. I'm giving Georgia the edge because of Georgia's attrition. I think it will come down to attrition. I think it'll come down to the trenches. I think it'll come down to the running game. And when it comes down to those categories, I trust Georgia more. Georgia's secondary is improved. Although Ole Miss has an elite passing game, Chambliss has an elite passing game, Georgia's pass rush and their secondary has improved as the season goes on. And that's something that's a trend that we witness with a Kirby Smart defense. As the season goes on, the defense gets better. Even when he was at Bama, salute to you, Tommy. Even when he was at Bama, Bama's defense got better. When he was a defensive coordinator and he ran the defense at Bama, as the season went on, their defense got better. And I think that will propel Georgia to a victory. Now, there are going to be some uncomfortable moments for us Georgia fans during this game, but at the end of the night, I think Georgia will win this game. And this is this is a situation where Georgia, we're hungry. It ain't like last year where we were just glad to be there. Because we this team is hungry. Kirby is hungry. This team is hungry, and the layoff. Let me explain something to you all about the layoff. You can't look too much into the layoff because the thing about the layoff, all 4 teams that had buys last year were underdogs. Oregon was an underdog to Ohio State. Arizona State was an underdog to Texas. Boise State was an underdog to Penn State. And my Georgia Bulldogs was an underdog to Notre Dame. That is not the case this year. So, and you can't look too much in the last night because, like I said earlier, Ohio State was overhyped by the media. Just like the media overhyped Texas. And they hyped up Texas and had all of us thinking that Texas was going to dominate this year, and they overhyped Penn State, and I contributed to that. I was on the Penn State train. I, I was on the Penn State bandwagon myself, but those 3 and Clemson, those 4 teams were overhyped this season. And it caught up with Penn State. It caught up with Clemson. It caught up with Texas. And last night it caught up with Ohio State. They were just overhyped. They were not as good, as nowhere near as good as they were last year. So that is that, everyone. Like I said, I apologize for my tardiness. For being late. Normally, I had the live schedule for 10. Salute to you, Kenyon. I had the live schedule for 10, but like I said, man, New Year's, y'all know how it is. New Year's Eve, you're up late. you're up late doing things and bringing in the new year with your family and friends. And I didn't get to bed till like, I think it was like a quarter to three this morning. It was a quarter to three. So it was a long night. But happy new year to all of you that came out and joined me here to talk some college football. Got 3 playoff games, and I have a poll up, and the poll says, which team is on upset alert today? So far, Texas Tech, 23%, Indiana, 26%, Georgia, 22%. And the winner, a lot of you feel that it ain't going to be no upset. A lot of you feel like all the favorites are going to win. All the bye teams are going to win. It's at 28% saying no upset. So that's interesting. The majority of people think it's not going to be any upsets today. So everyone, thank you all for coming out. Make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And hey, enjoy your New Year's. Eat plenty of black eyed peas and collard greens, and just relax and enjoy some college football. Enjoy some college football. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay prayed up. Love you all. I did this solo dolo, man. First time I did it's been a minute since I did a kickoff show solo dolo, man. You got to go back to the championship week in 2021 before the national championship game between Georgia and Bama. Jaco, D-Troop, Sniper, all 3 of them had the flu. They were down with the flu, and I had to come in and go solo dolo. So it's been a minute, man. It's been like 4 years since I did the kickoff show by myself. But, hey, we got through it. And thank you all for coming out. Love you all. Peace and blessings. I want to thank all of you for supporting the platform throughout the college football season. And I will do a post-game show. Listen to me real good. No matter what, I will come back and do a post-game show tonight and discuss all 3 games tonight. So I'm going to set that live up, as a matter of fact, here shortly. And I'm shooting for 11 o'clock tonight. So when 11 o'clock, we'll get the post-game show crunk up. So everyone, enjoy your New Year's. Enjoy your college football Saturday. Love you all. Peace and blessings. And hey, for a Sniper, D-Truth, and yours truly, Amondo Black, everyone, hey, like I always say, no matter what, at the end of the day, it's always going to be, go Dogs, sick 'em. Woo, 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 woo. Hey, to my Georgia Bulldog fans, we got one thing on our mind. Ole Miss, Ole Miss, Ole Miss, Ole Miss, Ole Miss. One game at a time. One game at a time. Everyone, enjoy your college football New Year's Day. Texas Tech and Oregon getting ready to kick it off. I'm out.